Everyone has their chance in the current educational system.
I don't really know. I'll let the teacher answer that one.
I agree up to a point.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yes. I totally agree.
Absolutely, fundamentally disagree with that on absolutely every level.
Could throw the iPad out the window for that question.
Yeah.
I agree, because I dropped out of school and I got to go to college.
From my point of view, I'd say, yeah, I totally agree. But like, I haven't like experienced it from someone else's point of view, maybe who has like a learning difficulty or comes from disadvantaged background. So I can't really say from their point of view.
Like, hated school. I hated secondary school. I hated primary school.
Education system in Ireland is ridiculous. I don't know if it's getting better, it's getting worse. It traumatised me for years.
I think that the fact that Ireland provides free secondary level education means that everyone has a chance in the current educational system. But I feel that people's chances sort of differ based on their backgrounds.
And I think the biggest one is probably home and what goes on there and how the home environment can impact on education.
A lot of schools are struggling with a variety of things like learning difficulties, behavioural problems.
I do know that there are people that have certain issues that are whatever might be undiagnosed, and therefore they're considered lazy or not putting the work in or whatever it is. And I know that firsthand because that was me.
Do you know that image you have of like, you know, we're going to test you all the same so it's fair, and it's a monkey, an elephant and a goldfish, and it's like, we're going to give you all the tests so it's fair, climb that tree.
The educational system prepares you well for the job market.
No. No, it does not.
I totally disagree. Nothing prepares you more than experience.
If you're going for, say, a job in business, you know, you do business in second level, and then you can go on and do it in third level, and then you can go and get a decent job because you have a nice college education. So for some things, definitely, yes, it does prepare you quite well.
You're expected at 17, sometimes even 16, depending on what time you start school, to be like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? It's like, I don't know. In the education system, they do tell you all the time, you know, networking is everything and you need to network, but you never really know what it is, and you kind of teach yourself.
That really pisses me off. Oh yes, this will absolutely prepare you for the world ahead.
It teaches you how to read, that's great. It teaches you how to do Pythagoras, that's great. But what about the people that can't do Pythagoras? Do you know what I mean? Or can't even pronounce Pythagoras for that matter.
They always told me I'd never have a calculator in my pocket all the time. That's a lie. A phone.
The educational system rewards merit.
I agree. Totally agree.
I totally agree as well.
Yeah. So if you do well, there is a reward.
Not all kinds of merit are rewarded, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, if you're sporty, if you're musical, if you're good at drawing.
One of my classes when I did my degree was a personal development class, and you're graded on it. So you can fail a personal development class.
Yeah.
Like, how can you fail someone on that?
The educational system that I understand and the educational system that I went through rewards memory. It's all based purely on memory.
It can kind of take a lot away from other students which don't fit into that kind of system, you know.
And also there are those people who don't work very hard and just get good results, and everybody hates them, so.
How did you feel at school?
Scorned, lonely, unhappy.
Supported, happy, respected, none of the above.
Stressed out.
Couldn't wait to get out of it.
School for me was great.
I'm
happy.
School.
Yeah,
I loved school.
I really liked it.
I loved it. I thought it was great fun.
Probably unhappy. I didn't like school. I liked college, but I didn't like secondary school. Didn't suit me.
In school, you have to know this, and it has to be about these grades. It's the fucking point.
I kind of just felt more so misunderstood.
I always felt supported. The teachers in my school were great. They really were.
I hated it. Absolutely just despised it. I'd rather be dead than go through it again. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
The idea of putting on a uniform and heading off to school, because I don't know, I guess I felt a little bit maybe slightly imprisoned by it or something.
That kind of stuff always really
The
annoys
thing
me.
that annoyed me about school is like the politics that kind of go on, like
you know, like you know from day one who the prefects are going to be picked and things like
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah,
the
yeah,
teachers don't like a certain type of student. Like, you know, if you got detention once, you were never going to be able to be a prefect or stupid stuff.
Throughout primary school and some of early secondary school, I experienced some bullying and feelings of isolation.
You know, I was very skinny in school, so a lot of skinny remarks, rumours that I was anorexic, I was bulimic, which made me ill when I couldn't eat, so I was, you know, painfully thin in school.
I had a certain group of friends in school that decided then, for whatever reason, that I was a lesbian, which I never understood it. It was a bit weird to me. I didn't really get it. I don't even think now they'd understand how mean they were.
Yeah, like you would have the old, like, people calling you like gay or faggot or stuff like that, but it didn't really bother me too much.
It was very hard. I kind of feel lonely because of language. You don't know what to talk about, and sometimes they might talk about something that you totally don't know what they're talking about. So I kind of feel left out from a group.
The only reason I got through school was because I had my friend Sarah Jane, because she always used to take me out of the situation. So even though, like school, to me, it was great when I got a different set of friends.
Who do you think should fund higher education and work placements?
Not me, anyway. My family, the state, companies, myself by working, myself via loans.
This is a tricky one.
I think the state should fund a good bit of it anyway, like the majority of it.
Yeah, and in the case of work placements, the companies should.
If you can afford higher education and work placements and you're well able to afford them, then I think you should pay for them yourself, you know?
I don't know how fair it is to start your working life in debt.
Yeah, it's not fair at all.
But then again, like in America, it's very commonplace, isn't it, to take out a big, massive loan?
Like I'm going to be under fierce pressure myself because I think the masters I'm applying for is over 10 grand. So
that's ridiculous.
Over 2 years it's broken down. But yeah,
my grant was just about enough to pay for buses and stuff. That's, you know, living on 9p noodles. We just, like, our health went to crap.
In Pakistan, people mostly depend on their family or themselves by working. But I do feel there's the state's responsibility to provide education.
They're funding, you know, jobs for the future. So they're investing in you so that you will in turn invest in the economy of the country.
Yeah. Can I move on from that question? Very tricky. Do you trust school?
You must be joking a tiny bit, a decent amount, total trust.
You must be joking. I love that answer.
Decent amount. It just needs to be run better.
I trust school, I would say a decent amount.
But I don't like that things are so rigid.
Weird question.
do I trust school? No.
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 A decent amount for me, I suppose.
Get out.
Some of our teachers got bullied. Bad.
I don't know is my answer really. I don't know.
There are a lot of very hard-working teachers out there.
There are some.
aren't there?
There are some great third level English teachers in my room.
Second
right
level.
Second level. Fucking hell.
I trust that there's good teachers and bad teachers. Yeah, but hopefully more good than bad.
Okay.
So
Do you want me to hold this?
Oh yeah, you go for it.
Okay. Try and win back some brownie points.
Comparing yourself to people your own age, would you put yourself with?
So 0 is the ones with the least chances of succeeding in life, and 5 is the ones with the most chances of succeeding in life.
Well, you shouldn't compare yourself with other people.
Yeah.
This will make you awfully depressed.
The ones with the most chances of succeeding in life, obviously.
I'd put myself in the middle.
3 maybe?
Maybe a 4.5. Because I think 5 would be a really cocky answer to give.
I'm fairly set in what I want to do, and I think it's a matter of like hard work, quality and persistence.
I don't know, I would like to believe that everyone has equal chances, but it's not necessarily the truth, especially after being in finance.
Your face looks so glum right now.
Does it? I don't know what my face does. But
look really angry.
I'd say the chances of not succeeding in life would probably be down to me. I would think I'm very inclined to fuck things up because that's how I think. So
Example A.
yeah, there we go.
Say positive thinking. Number 5.
Doesn't suit me.